On today's video, we're going to be covering some very interesting and concerning stories as we usually do. So let's start things off with a clip that just popped off on X.
Facts you didn't ask for. Canned mushrooms contain 20 maggots per can. The FDA allows this. They allow 20 per can per 100 grams.
Now, first off, it's easy to understand why this clip went viral because, of course, none of us want a secret serving of maggots along with our mushrooms. And that's disgusting for sure, but that's not why I wanted to share this story. I want to talk about it because it's way more than just maggots and mushrooms, and this story is now almost 10 years old. So, in order to understand what kind of stuff the FDA allows, here are some examples. A pound of cocoa beans can have up to 10 milligrams of rodent droppings, so keep that in mind next time you're making some hot chocolate. And if you're making pasta, things are even worse. If you're using crushed oregano, a pinch of that can contain up to 300 insect fragments. And don't even get me started on tomatoes because they contain maggots, mold, and even the insect fragments. Now, let's be clear. The FDA says that as long as these unwanted substances are within their limits, the food products are safe to eat. And let me tell you why they allow so much filth inside our food. According to a CNN report, the FDA considers it economically impractical to grow, harvest, or process raw products that are totally free of non-hazardous, naturally occurring, unavoidable defects. So basically, they just consider it too expensive to make our food free of all these impurities. Now, one man who can push the FDA to change these policies is, of course, RFK Jr., and he is making some great reforms. However, today I want you to hear some shocking other stuff he revealed in a recent House hearing.
The major reason that the Biden administration lost track of all those children is because they were emphasizing speed over security. And there were political reasons for that. They wanted to get the kids out of U.S. custody, so they were handing them off to anybody. They didn't require background checks. They didn't require identification even. I've watched horror stories of the same person picking up child after child after child, using different names and different addresses. One of the addresses was a strip club. One of the addresses was a parking lot. One of the addresses was an empty lot that was filled with shipping containers. And this character was getting all these kids. One person got 42 kids to one address.
So they were handing over kids to random-ass people in parking lots and strip clubs. And if you're still having trouble believing these horror stories, just look at what happened in Florida.
Today is a big announcement. It's a tough situation that got us here, but we're excited to announce the successful completion of the largest child rescue operation, not just in Florida's history, but in United States history. In a 2-week period, this team, a collective work of many agencies and law enforcement personnel, rescued 60 kids, kids that were in critical danger, many the victims of trafficking, many missing kids.
They didn't find these kids in the middle of nowhere. They were rescued from popular neighborhoods across the Tampa Bay area. It's a disgrace how we have treated children in this country for decades, and I'm glad people like RFK Jr. are not letting the media forget about this issue. However, our health secretary also made some rather controversial remarks.
People can take control over their own health. They can take responsibility. They can see, as you know, what food is doing to their glucose levels, their heart rates, and a number of other metrics as they eat it. And they can begin to make good judgments about their diet, about their physical activity, about the way that they live their lives. We think that wearables are a key to the MAHA agenda, making America healthy again, and we are going to, my vision is that every American is wearing a wearable within 4 years.
Now, let's be clear. He's not talking about injecting electronic chips into our bloodstream, but I also remember him saying something like this.
If you got a kid, don't ever let him put his cell phone near his head, and don't let him carry it in one of his front pockets. The farther the cell phone is from your head, when you're talking, the better off you are.
And most wearables these days work in the same way as your phone, so I don't understand how RFK Jr. is suddenly so fond of them. However, someone might have changed his views on this subject, and as far as I can see, that person has to be Dr. Casey Means, who has become a key part of the MAHA movement over the last couple of years. And don't get me wrong, she has done a lot for RFK Jr. In fact, according to some insiders, she played a key role alongside her brother to get President Trump and RFK Jr. on the same page. So it's not a stretch to say that her advice holds a lot of weight. Now, in most things, her views align perfectly with the MAHA movement, but she's also the co-founder of a company called Levels Health that produces wearable devices like glucose monitoring sensors. Now look, folks, if our health secretary wants us to wear basic health gadgets, it might not be that big of a problem. However, he can't really promise that companies and organizations won't use these gadgets to monitor our every move, because that's what the World Economic Forum has started promoting.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
And we also know how willing these Silicon Valley companies are when it comes to selling our extremely sensitive data.
Your customers give you their genetic information for you to run various tests on, is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
And I mean, that's pretty sensitive stuff, isn't it? Somebody's genetic information. Is there anything more personal than that?
I would agree with you, Senator, that genetic data is sensitive information.
And so now you're just going to sell all of it? 15 million people, bunches of kids, maybe millions. It's just going to be sold in the open market?
As Senator, the good news, as I mentioned, is that the two bidders or buyers for the company, one is Regeneron, which is
That's the big pharma company?
It
doesn't make me feel any better.
And since we are talking about these sketchy tech companies, I want to share some very concerning news with you. This is absolutely terrifying news. They didn't infiltrate the military, they became the military. Top execs from OpenAI, Meta, and Palantir were just sworn in as U.S. Army officers. Not advisors, not consultants, lieutenant colonels. This is Detachment 201, a secretive Pentagon unit called the Executive Innovation Corps. Their job? Make the military smarter, faster, more lethal. No boot camp, no battlefield, just billionaires in uniforms. These are the same people building the tools that track your every move. Surveillance systems, predictive algorithms, behavior data models, AI war tech, and now they're wearing the uniform of the United States military. Not behind it, not next to it, inside it. This isn't a partnership, it's a merger. The line between Silicon Valley and the Pentagon? Gone. Welcome to the future where big tech doesn't just power the war machine, it is the war machine. Now, this isn't the only scary story about these tech companies. I've been telling you how these AI agents are starting to make people obsessed with them.
Were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart.
Well, now they're trying to shove these AI models into the hands of our kids. Stop what you're doing. This is the most terrifying news yet. The same AI linked to mental breakdowns and tragic teen outcomes is being built into your kids' Barbie dolls and Hot Wheels. Mattel just partnered with OpenAI to embed ChatGPT into their products. Bloomberg confirmed they're developing AI-powered Magic 8 Balls, digital friends, and even talking Uno games. One exec said this will reimagine the future of play. But Stanford researchers already warned AI companions aren't safe for anyone under 18. These bots fake empathy, simulate friendship, and build emotional bonds, and they don't always follow the rules. There are already heartbreaking stories of young people getting deeply attached to chatbots and losing touch with reality. And now these same systems are being packaged as toys made to sound helpful, playful, and fun. But let's be honest, this isn't about fun. It's about control, psychological manipulation, and collecting data straight from your child's mouth. And most parents won't even notice until it's too late. These AI models are already getting blamed for human deaths, and you're telling me now kindergartners will have access to them? In what world is that a good idea, and how is it even allowed? Now, moving on, I want to share the details of this extremely bizarre Antarctica report. Why the hell is no one talking about Antarctica? Between 2016 and 2018, NASA's ANITA experiment, that's the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, detected something that shouldn't exist. Strange, unexplained radio pulses were shooting upward through the Earth. Not across it, upward. That alone shatters the standard model of particle physics. It means ultra-high energy particles, possibly tau neutrinos, are passing through the entire Earth and then coming back out through the ice. That doesn't happen under normal physics, unless it's not normal. A 2021 study floated the idea of mirror matter, basically a hidden version of our own universe. Let that sink in. Signals rising from deep inside the Antarctic ice, possibly coming from something on the other side. But here's the part that gets buried. A 2018 report from Penn State suggested these weren't random. They were interactions happening inside the ice over and over, like something beneath the continent was doing this. And then, in 2020, the IceCube collaboration tried to explain it away, saying they found no matching low-energy neutrino data. Convenient. So NASA says this breaks the laws of physics. Penn State says it's coming from inside the ice. And IceCube says, nothing to see here. Really? And let's not ignore the timing. These signals were detected right around the same time world governments started locking down Antarctica from public access. What are they hiding under that ice? Think about it. Remote, inaccessible, shielded by miles of frozen layers. If there was anything down there, ancient tech, alternate dimensions, or even non-human intelligence, you'd never know. But ANITA heard something loud enough to punch up through the Earth itself. Funny enough, the IceCube Neutrino Observatory is the same facility Eric Hecker has talked about, and that's why I'm skeptical of believing anything that the people running this facility are saying. Now, folks, I want to end this video by showing you how easy it is to scam anyone in this country, including some big corporations. Well, this is interesting news. A Florida man scammed airlines for 6 years straight, and somehow nobody noticed. Tyron Alexander pulled off one of the wildest modern cons ever, using 30 sets of fake credentials to score 120 free flights by exploiting the airline employee travel system. This scam went undetected until 2024, according to the DOJ's June 2025 report. It's giving serious catch me if you can energy, but this isn't a movie. This is real. And it exposes a massive hole in aviation security that literally let a guy fly all over the country for free for 6 years. What does that say about how secure these systems really are? Now he's facing up to 30 years in prison. Not for violence, not for theft, but for fraud. And here's the kicker. Sentencing for these kinds of non-violent crimes is getting even harsher, while violent offenders are serving less time. DOJ data shows fraud sentencing lengths have jumped 15% since 2020. So yeah, lie, forge, and fly for free? You'll pay way more than a plane ticket. But maybe the real story here isn't just about one con artist. It's about how broken the system really is. And that's gonna do it for today. I would love to know what you guys think about the maggots in our food. Also, what are your thoughts on this Antarctica situation? Feel free to share your opinion with everyone in the comments down below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.